Okay, so now we have the same setup of our coil clamped in a pair of locking pliers and clamped onto the table. But now instead of using oscillator, a 555 oscillator, we're going to use an amplifier, just like my regular amplifier. It's off screen because it's kind of too big and too permanently installed to move down. So I just ran a long wire from one of the speaker outputs, and we're just gonna turn it on the radio, and we're gonna listen to the radio through this coil. So I have this is a speaker wire here, so it's plugged into the back of the amplifier. It doesn't really matter which is positive and which is negative. Normally the bronze colored is positive and the silver color is negative, but we don't really care about that on our coil. So I'm just going to take there's the two alligator clips that are connected onto the two wires from our coil, and I'm just going to connect one alligator clip to one of the speaker wires, and I'm going to connect the other to the other speaker wire. And then we want to make sure that these don't touch each other, so you could tape them down on the table or something if you wanted to. So don't hear anything yet because we don't have our resonator, so we'll start with the food can again. And same idea. Bring it in close as possible. We want the magnet to go as close as possible to the coil without touching it. And let's see what they're saying on the radio.
Quand vous regardez cette époque-là, il y a une capacité d'adaptation dans votre famille en dépit des événements? Tout à fait. Je n'ai jamais dans ma famille entendu de propos récriminatoires sur ce qui s'était passé. Je n'ai jamais entendu.
Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty clear. That's because I can turn up the volume pretty loud on my amplifier. So if you're doing that and the volume is really loud, maybe just try to quickly touch the coil and see if it's getting hot. If it's getting hot, you want to turn it off and give it a rest. Right now, my coil's still nice and cool, so I'm going to keep experimenting. Sorry, my hands are so dirty. I was spray painting earlier today. I can't get it to come off, so that's what's going on there. Oh, let's try the styrofoam. Very different tonal quality. So let's try our olive oil can again on the side. Whoops.
Non pas de souvenir, mais de voir que ce qu'on nous a raconté dans l'histoire familiale existe vraiment.
Sounds pretty good. I recommend using an amplifier that you don't care too much about. I'm using an amplifier that I bought secondhand that didn't cost very much money. And then, try at a low volume and then slowly increasing the volume up. It'll just sound better and better the louder it can get. But you just want to be careful that your coil doesn't get too hot. Mine's getting a little bit warm right now, but soon it might get a little bit too hot and we want to turn it off and give it a rest. So let's see. What else? I think that's it. Happy experimenting. Try different objects. Try different sound sources. If you don't have a 555 oscillator, you can find frequency generators or function generator apps for your phone. Don't hook your phone directly up to this coil. Don't do that. Do not do that. But you could hook your phone into an amplifier, and that could be your sound source. You could try it with music, experiment with different things.